Let's talk for a minute about this expert testimony. Again, you mentioned about mistakes earlier, of the fact that people might try to do something themselves. And why is it important that there be an expert testifying in a court?
Well, I guess there's a number of reasons why. You know, for one, it comes down to the documentation and the chain of custody. Once we're involved, you know, every step is basically recorded along the way. As far as the information that we provide, it's using all of the tools that the courts will accept. And again, we're looking at doing it because it is an investigation. And with our experience level of the people that work on our staff, you know, we provide that information in a way that is unbiased. We've been court appointed as an expert before, and it is really not something that is just a technology related issue. It is truly an investigation.
If along that process, that chain of custody is interfered with, or if it hasn't gotten off to a correct start and you have to come back and try to correct something, then your job is more difficult and my job is more difficult, and ultimately the client's case perhaps cannot be proven with the measure of success that we want to achieve.
That is certainly a risk, which is why, you know, we try to get involved as early as possible to avoid those types of steps.
What size cases are applicable to a digital forensic investigation? I mean, sometimes people might think, well, I can't afford this. This is only for, you know, very wealthy people or people who are have particular issues that they want to focus on. And I'm hearing you say today that there's a broad spectrum.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, it's a common misconception that the digital forensic investigation is only used and applicable for the larger cases. And quite frankly, it's the opposite. Many times we're involved with a one hard drive case, and the narrow scope of the investigation is to find any of the deleted or hidden financial records or what websites may have been visited in a matrimonial dispute, to uncover assets per se or other business interests that may have occurred. You know, and often, you know, whether one spouse is cheating, you know, or not. So it's specific where, you know, that cost is not really significant. And again, it is something that is done in a way that is in proportion with, you know, what the case is and the merit of that case is about.
And that's something you would discuss with the client and the attorney in advance of getting started,
Absolutely,
correct?
yeah.
A two-part question. How do you charge for these investigations? And if you can, how much does a typical digital investigation cost?
Great. Well, we have a flat rate approach. Usually when it comes to the collection or the forensic acquisition, we do that at a flat rate. So when we've identified the digital devices, we will then go ahead and isolate a flat rate cost to do that in a forensically sound manner. The next phase, when it comes to the analysis, is done on an hourly rate. In certain cases, we are able to flat fee certain phases of the investigation, because once we've identified or in essence isolated the size of the haystack, we will know how much time it takes to extract those needles. So we can do certain things at a flat rate if at all possible, but traditionally it's on an average hourly rate.
In terms of a typical cost?
As far as a typical cost, you know, that's a very common and frequently asked question.
And perhaps it's a little bit
it's
asking you to say too much without knowing the facts.
Yeah, it all depends. You know, like any case, it's all fact sensitive. I would say that on average, we work off of a minimum retainer. Depending upon the type of case and my year's experience being involved in numerous cases, we try to control the process of first isolating what activities may have taken place. We can identify what files may have been deleted or certain trends that have occurred, and do that at a flat rate. I would say that on average, in order to get to that level of knowing what we know and knowing what we don't, you figure $2,500 for a one hard drive to go ahead and gather that type of information. The disclaimer for everybody who's watching and listening is that, again, every case is fact sensitive, and it may vary according with respect to how a computer is used, and every computer is used absolutely differently with different information.
Well, I certainly know the value of your services, and I think I'm also hearing you say that in addition to the client, it's important that the attorney know how important it is for this information to be retrieved in today's legal world, that we're beyond simply the world of paper, and now we're into the world of digital and cyber, where these kind of investigations are going to be critical in presenting a case effectively. Is that correct?
Absolutely. It's kind of a new frontier with the digital discovery, or e-discovery as it's commonly called.
Right. Okay. Well, let me ask you, Rob, if someone wanted to get a hold of you and contact you and discuss any more of this with you directly, how would they be able to do that?
You can go to our website. It's www.intell-group.com. My direct number is 908-396-1467.
Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure, and thank you for coming in today. It's
My pleasure.
learning experience for all concerned. Thank you.